Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Welcome to my YouTube video again. Today we're going to compare some of the the range of watches that I have. Okay, I have on my very left is the Casio ProTrek. This ProTrek is basically for fishing and timing, for a fishing timer. It has a water resistance of 20 bars, that is 200 meters. All right. What else we have? Well, it's quite a new model. It has a digital display at the back there where you have a lot of functions. The altimeter, you can measure the altitude you're climbing for hiking, for example. You have the temperature, you want to know the temperature of the surrounding. You have the tide information. This is my the GPS which I recorded a few months ago. So it shows the condition. For example, there is the at 6 o'clock. They have certain. There's a tide. Okay, that's example. The stopwatch, I think you all know. The timer, countdown timer, and you have alarm. I think of 5 alarms. All right. And you have the world time. It has a lot of world time, which is very good. There's London UTC at 4 a.m. at the moment. You have Paris, you have Athens, Jeddah, Tehran, even Dubai. What time is Dubai? 8 a.m. in the morning. You have Kabul, you have Delhi in India. It's very good. Dhaka and so on. You can move around Bangkok. You have Hong Kong. You have what is, I don't know what it is. Tokyo is one something ahead from Malaysia. So these are some of the things, and you have the time, and of course on the main display you have the needle, the normal clock hand, the hour, the minutes, and the second. And it has a backlight camera. Sorry, there is a step. Okay, one thing it can count the number of steps you walk or run in a day. Fantastic, apart from the time. And then it has the light button. I think light button is this one. Just hold on one. There's the light button. If I switch off the hour, you can see better. Just hold on. There's a light button. So in the dark, in the cinema or whatever, you can use the light button. All right. Okay, that's the Casio ProTrek fishing timer. Okay, in the middle here, you have my favorite all-time digital watch from Casio. This is the Casio ProTrek. The model number I think is PRW2500T. T stands for titanium. As you can see here, the strap is made of titanium. It's a very light material. Okay, there's the ProTrek sign there. And okay, why I like so much about this watch is that it is probably the last model of Casio that that is truly, I would say, digital. There's no analog needle like that. It's purely digital. As you can see here on the main page, you can have the date. See, on the main page, you can see that all the information is packed. All right. You have the I would say the time, the second. You have the date, the year, the day is 12 is December, and you have the day, and you have the moon phase as well. And on the left here, you have the digital, so it's a graph of the barometric pressure reading. All right, I think it's every 3 hours or 2 hours. So from there, you can predict the weather. Trend going up shows the good weather is coming. If it's downward, is rain is coming. All right. If you press this button here, the adjust button, you can change the screen showing the tide information. So now we are towards the middle of the day, noon time. You see it's low tide. All right, that's why you can change back. Okay, and the mode. Let me just go through the mode. That's the tide button. The tide information. You can change the day. You can change the time and whatnot. See, this is 13. That's 14 of December. That's how the tide will be. All right. For those who are going fishing or going boating, that will be important. Resume. This is how you record your hiking. All right. Then you have the alarm. I think it has 5 or 4 alarms and 1 hourly time signal. The stopwatch, yeah, normal stopwatch. Timer again, countdown alarm. You have the world time, yeah. So you can scroll different time zone. Let's try. This is London. This is Madrid. All right. You have what else? Paris, Rome, and so on, and Beirut, Athens, and whatnot. Okay, that's good. And this is the this watch it has an atomic receiver. There are 5 or 6 main atomic stations around the world. One is the nearest to Malaysia is one in China and in Tokyo, I think. There's one in Europe, one in I think Europe is in Germany, one in the UK, and one in the US. So if you stay close to this atomic station, you can get updated accurate time on your watch. Okay, since the closest we have is a few thousand miles away, I don't think we can receive this, you know, the one in China. So it doesn't matter. I will always switch off this one, and then we go back to the home button. It's quite an interesting watch. On the right hand side here is right hand button. You have the compass. Okay, you can check the direction. Okay, by the way, the compass direction, this compass is quite the old model. The chip is quite old model, so it's not that accurate, but it's still, if you go traveling or hiking, it's still useful. Okay, now they have a different version which is more accurate and more battery saving. All right, that's the compass, ABC. Right, compass is C. The B part is the barometer, so it tells you the barometer. All right, reading at the moment is 102 hectopascal. All right, as you climb the hill, you can see the change in pressure, and of course the altimeter, which is based on the barometer. It tells you roughly how high are you on the hill or when you are climbing. And at the moment it's 95. I don't think it's the most accurate, but every time you go hiking, it's best that you calibrate your recalibrate your starting point. Okay, and so that's the altimeter. That's about it, I think. It's quite, if you compare to new smartwatches these days, of course, information here are not much. But during that time, when this was launched in 2011, we don't have much. We don't have any smartwatches. And we only have smartphone still beginning, like Samsung Galaxy 2 at the time was still being launched. Apple 4, 3 or 4 something. iPhone 3 and 4 was still in the beginning, so not much apps on hiking or weather. Okay, so that is the ProTrek. It has tough solar, I forgot to mention. Triple sensor ABC just now, altimeter, barometer, and compass. The sensor is on this side, so when you wear it, it's quite protected. If you're wearing on the left hand, okay, it's quite good, right? So this is the, again, ProTrek PRW2500T titanium band here. This was launched in 2011. I've been searching for this for the last maybe 5 years. So I managed to buy this one early this year at quite a discount, I think. It cost around 400 USD when it was new. So I managed to buy around 1,500. Sorry, 1,250. For this one, it's quite good. So it's a classic watch, I would say. So I just want to keep it as the ultimate digital Casio watch before the emergence of this kind of watch, and of course, and smartwatches like we have here, the Garmin Fenix 5. Okay, moving on to my last watch here. This is the Garmin Fenix 5, which was launched in 2017. Earlier than that, I have the Fenix 3 HR, which is also similar model but slightly more bulky. This is slimmer. You can see the screen is smaller. The size is about 47 millimeter. This is quite big, quite rugged, and this one is also quite big. You can see here. What's so special about this Garmin Fenix 5? Okay. It is good for people who love sports. This is for multi-sport smartwatch. Okay, it can measure your activity. Let me just show you. Hold on. You have treadmill. Okay, I switched it on wrongly. You can measure activity. You scroll down, you get treadmill there. You have, sorry, something. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. All right. It's a bit slow now. This is why I'm buying. I got new my Fenix 6. Okay. You got treadmill, you got indoor walk. This one you can choose from the list there. You don't have to put everything as favorite. You can measure stress even. You can run outdoor where you have the GPS to track your distance. You have bike indoor, you have strength training, you have hiking, you have elliptical machine you usually use in the gym. All right, the cardio. All right, you can measure how hard your heartbeat is when you're doing workout, whatever. You have the rowing indoor. This one is stand up paddling. Yeah, see the picture there, somebody paddling. All right, you have yoga, even you have kayaking, you have cross country skiing here. All right, cross country skiing. You got snowboarding. You have triathlon. This watch is especially for those triathletes doing the Ironman. You know, the one in Hawaii, everywhere. Jump Master is for jumping from parachuting from the airplane down. Tactical is mostly for warfare or strategic. This is more to people in the security division. You have Skywatch. This Skywatch is actually an app which I download from Garmin App Store. Let me just try to, it shows the location of the, what do you call, where we are. I don't know how to switch this. Oh, it doesn't show anything. It doesn't work. Okay, never mind. Okay, those are some of the things you can do. Okay, let's go back. On the other side, this is the mode. The left bottom button is the mode, where you have the different widgets, we call it. You have the heart rate, because I'm not wearing, that's why it's 0 at the moment. You have the day, how many steps have you walked, whatever, your calories burned, it can measure for you. This is your intensity minutes. It's recommended that you need to do at least 150 intensity minutes in a week. That's according to the American Medical Association. But my target is 200, slightly more. So in this one, it's recorded 23 last week, I think. You have your resting and your total calories burn. All right. I didn't use the watch, that's why it's 0 and active. And this is for measure your stress level. You have to put on your wrist. This is your steps for the day. This is training load. When you press this, it will show your VO2 max. My last time when I was not training very much, my VO2 max had fallen from 41, I think, from last year to 38. Not very good sign there. Your recovery time, when you do an exercise, after you have completed exercise, it will show you how many hours you need to recover to gain your energy before you can train again. So this is 0 because I didn't use anything. This is a training load, how much training I've done over the week. All right, and this is a race predictor. All right, for example, according to the watch, based on all the information it has gathered from me for the last, I don't know, I've used it for the last 3 years. Before that, over 2.5 years, I've been using the Fenix 3 HR. It has computed my estimated 5K time of 27 minutes, half marathon of 2 hours and 5 minutes, that's not bad, 10K of 56 minutes, and marathon of 4 hours and 18 minutes. If I can do it, I'll be very happy. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I think my 5K would be much more than 27 probably now. All right, so those are some of the things you can use. You can measure based on your data it provides you. Okay, this is the last spot I had on this watch. Let's just go through. It was Wednesday, I think, a few weeks ago. It show you my it can show my treadmill information. For example, it shows the distance I traveled on the treadmill. All right, the time I complete the exercise is about 35 minutes. The calories burned is 315. Average heart rate of 131. The maximum heart rate of 160. There's I think it's almost my red zone already. Aerobic training effect 4.2, and also anaerobic training effect of 2.2. These two are very important. Aerobic is when you use oxygen to burn energy, and anaerobic is when you have to borrow oxygen. Your body is based on the muscle, how your muscle contracts without oxygen. I think we learned this when we were studying biology in the old days. You remember oxygen debt? That's the concept. Now they call it EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, EPOC, EPOC. Yeah? That's how you calculate the anaerobic training effect. The cadence is how many steps you run, how many steps you take in 1 minute. The vertical oscillation is how much your body bounce when you run. That's very important also. The lower it is, the more effective is your running. You don't want to be jumping when you're running, all right? And the vertical ratio, I think, is some ratio between your cadence and your vertical oscillation just now, all right? Ground contact time, GCT, is how much time your feet touch the ground. The less time it touches the ground, I mean both feet, okay, they just touch the ground, the more efficient you are. So you have to run, it's like flying, all right? The less time you touch the ground, the more efficient is your running, all right? And the GCT balance is between your left and right foot. So my case in this particular exercise is exactly 50-50. That's fantastic. It's perfect actually. My stride length is about 1.02 meter. This is on the treadmill, by the way, all right? This is based on Fenix 6. I'm using because Garmin, basically we can have different devices. It can consolidate all your metrics into the app and calculate. So this was used. The device I used was from Fenix 6, my new model, not this model. All right, and that's it. And the strike length. What else have we got here? Then you have the information about the lap, and you have the training effect. Let me just show you. It's highly improving lactate threshold. That is based on the aerobic and anaerobic information that we share with you. Maintaining aerobic is still keeping well. That was the training effect. It shows here aerobic 4.2. The maximum is 5. If 5, usually you will need about 3 days to rest. This is about, I can't remember. The anaerobic is 2.2, not that much. All right. Let's move on to the next one. The time zone. Now, this is how much time you spend in all the 5 time zones for your heart rate. Okay, the top one, zone 5, the red, it's a bit red if you can see there. All right, that one is 95% of my maximum heart rate upwards, 95 to 100 or even 105. Zone 4 is between 85 to 94 and so on. Zone 3 will be 75 to 84. Zone 2 will be 65 to 74, something like that. So I'll be spending most of my time between 85 to 94% of my maximum heart rate. See, I only touch the red zone about for 20 seconds. That is the anaerobic part, sorry. So it's more cardio than HIIT, high intensity training workout, just for your info. All right, so that's something you can measure. So after that, then you can show other training before that. You know, it keeps all your record, which is very good. I mean, for you want to keep, it's difficult. It's such a hassle if you want to record down in your notebook, whatever. So everything is recorded here, and you will transfer to the Garmin app in your laptop or your smartphone. Very easy. All right. So that is the last part. Then you have the altimeter and barometer, just like this one just now, but this one is more digital. It has more information. You can see it's very responsive. All right, you can change it to the graph. You have the and whatnot, and you have the other things like messages from your smartphone if you link them through Bluetooth, and what else? Other notification, nothing there. You have the sunrise and sunset and the twilight, quite important. Let me show you a little bit. Okay, it's a different color, nothing much there. All right, never mind. Okay, so you have what else? You have this phone connection. You have the there's nothing there, unfortunately. That's it. So that's the main mode control of the watch. Here on the right, I shown you earlier, is the activity you did. This is the back button, and this is the on and off button, and the light button. It has a light button. Okay, let me just show you here. Where's mine? Just switch off the light forever. See the effect. There's a light button there. Yeah, you can see the display in the dark, in the cinema. I put it under for 8 seconds, and it should switch off automatically. That's good, right? So let's switch back our light. Okay, that's about it. And lastly is the button here, where you see the main menu. You can scroll through here. power, set up GPS, whatnot. You have synchronized with your watch. You have the lock button. You have save location, your GPS. You have connection to your phone. Yeah, you can connect to your a smartphone which has a music player. You can on off for reverse, forward or rewind your song, your track, whatever, and set time with GPS using the whatever world time, more accurate station time, I would say, and so on. It's very good. So this is the watch. It has again, it's quite small. It's okay. By the way, it has a sapphire screen, which is very strong. If you look at this carefully, not a single scratch. During the last 3.5 years, I wore this. I've been wearing this watch. Went to the UK 3 times wearing this watch actually. But the bezel is a bit scratched because it's coated with some black paint or anything. At the back, you have these optical heart rate meter, which measures your heart rate based on your wrist. This is the charging port. You have USB cable plug here, and you can the other side would be to the laptop or even the plug to the wall or something. Okay, this is the other thing special about this watch. You can see you have this you can change the strap quite easily. You can have different color or even a different material like leather or even fabric, or you have titanium or metal. See, it just take about 2 or 3 seconds to change the strap. It's very convenient. It's quite small compared to this watch, so it's a very versatile watch. You can wear this at the office, you can wear it to evening party, whatnot, and still it's still good for your sports activity, hiking, whatnot. So it's a very good one. That's why it's worth buying a watch like this compared to watches like this, in my opinion. This one, when it was first launched in 2017, it's about $600 US, about 2,800 ringgit at the time. I think the exchange rate at the time was quite high, so they mark up a little bit for Malaysian markets, about 2008. All right, so it's quite expensive, but it does serve a lot of function, like I mentioned. But why I'm not wearing this anymore and changed the new one, which is this, my new watch, Fenix 6, which I just bought last week actually. It's much better, same size but more function. It's because the battery here is not working very well. It only lasts for about 2.5 days or even most 3 days. It used to last about 70-80 days when it was new, but I think the battery now is broken. It's too expensive to change, so that's why I'm buying a new one. Okay, hopefully this battery will last longer. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching my